What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto.
Minus 1 minute until full data blackout. All eyes are on you.
Breaking news. There is an astronaut conducting an emergency repair on a global communication satellite that could go dark at any moment. We have a second angle on this.
Is that guy on FOMO?
Oh yeah, it's like me for crazy traders.
Yeah, let's get back to it, everybody.
Breaking news. There is an astronaut.
Opportunity cost is simply this. Every position you take is a position you choose over something else.
This just in. According to the astronaut's FOMO account, highest in the room, the satellite has been restored.
Yes.
For now, the crisis appears to be over.
Satellite's up and running. Position's looking good too.
There we go. United States of America representing. Socialism, communism does not work.
Digital assets. Is it better to move money at the speed of light? Do everything?
People are greedy when they also try to acquire gold. I am here providing electricity and that energy that is necessary. I'm the modern day Tony Stark. There we go. United States of America representing. Socialism, communism does not work.
Digital assets. Is it better to move money at the speed of light? Do everything?
People are greedy when they also try to acquire gold. I am here providing electricity and that energy that is necessary. I'm the modern day Tony Stark. There we go. United States of America representing. Socialism, communism does not work.
Digital assets. Is it better to move money at the speed of light? Do everything.
People are greedy when they also try to acquire gold. I am here providing electricity and that energy that is necessary. I'm the modern day Tony Stark. What the hell? I'm live. I'm live. Let's fucking go. Woo! Welcome to the breakdown, episode 772. That's gonna be hard to say, man. It's actually really hard to say. Thinking about it. It's gonna be really hard to say today. Episode 772. That's right. We are live. We are also sponsored by Midnight. Midnight is the title sponsor for the breakdown. Also, Polymarket, the official prediction market sponsor of the breakdown. We shall go ahead and visit Polymarket USA today to go ahead and look at what is happening in the political world like we did yesterday. Also, Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet is one of the most dominating wallets that we have in this space. Talked about it yesterday. Cupcake. You can get Cupcake Relax. A lot of you guys are going to think that's food, but Cupcake onto a fully factory reset iPhone. Download Cupcake and maybe secure your asses that way with everything that's happening. Shout out to Cake Wallet. Also, FOMO. Everybody wants to go on FOMO. Everybody wants to watch me. Yes, indeed. They want to watch me, the most electrifying man. Trade cryptocurrency, memes. They want to watch me write a thesis on a meme. Go to FOMO.family. That's right. Woo! Fired up. Let's bring in the puppet. At 1:15, we have Perianne Boring coming on. Still on the board, still with Digital Chamber. We're going to talk about the Clarity Act. We'll talk about the SEC and the new rules and guidelines that they put in. We're going to bring in the expert, okay? We're going to bring in the expert to go ahead and break it down, okay? I'm here to ask questions and sit back, 2 ears, 1 mouth. Woo! Good morning, Landy.
Good morning, David. It's a great morning indeed.
Great morning not to have you on the show. That's right. Woo! Woo! You didn't think I caught you cheating on me with different networks? After everything I gave you, blood, sweat, and tears. Blood, sweat, and tears. Landy, you cheated on me. Well, you can tune in to Landy tonight with the market update. Thanks for stopping by, Landy. Always love to see you come by. So sad that you had to go. Let's bring Landy. Hey, what's up, Landy?
Hey, mostly tears, by the way. But yeah, it's good to see you. You're looking good. I like the suit. Compliment sandwich. I was right about
like
where
I had
price
to
was
bring
going.
out the more luxury suits. Like I got a ton of blue and blacks. I was like, you know what? Let me just switch it up on you motherfuckers.
Looks good.
I know it looks good. Anything looks good on me.
Wow.
Dog shit looks good on me.
Wow. It's like the crown looks really good on me because I am the king of technical analysis. And it's good. It's good that that you have the pleasure and the privilege to bring on the king of TA, the master of charts. This is why I said.
I wish you would have called this. Other people called this, and other people.
Which other people? I'm
I just don't want to name them because it's not on the network. But unfortunately, our network didn't call this. The
our
puppet was
network
too
definitely
busy.
called this. What did I tell you? Above 65, we're looking for
Nah,
65 and
nah.
a half, and anywhere above there, we're looking 68 to 70. What did we just hit? 68, wicked up to 69, 70 still in play. 70 to 72 is the main overhead resistance for Bitcoin. Got a beautiful pump on Ethereum. Majors are going. And what did I tell you? If we break out of this consolidation or compression to the upside, we're going to see a lot of excitement, and we're probably going to see majors rip to the upside. What have we seen? Yes. Yes, this has played out exactly as described.
So I'm going to
And
tell you who the catalyst was. It was really
Rex Liberty, yes. The icon, Rex Liberty, yes. 100% agree with you. He did such a great job taking over the hosting duties the other day.
Yes, he
And
did.
he
He did.
was, he was the catalyst. I agree.
Still working. We're still working on bringing him on here to do TA.
That's tough, man. That's tough. He's tough to get.
It's tough. I'm battling another network.
Yo, I've got a meme for that, by the way. Oh man.
Listen,
Yes.
it feels good that the markets are moving upwards. I'm not getting excited. I'm just saying, like, it's an exciting time for those who have held their bags and positions, and you see green, and it's nice. It's nice to see activity. Besides the choppiness that we've watched, it's nice to see activity. But I'm not respectfully. I'm not going to be here with maybe 10 years ago. Like, I'd be really 10 plus years ago excited. Oh yeah, like this. Not yet.
Yeah.
We
Look,
know
it's a
how this
nice
can
move.
play out.
Yes, it's a very nice move in the markets, right to the primary overhead resistance that got front run the last time. Like the 68 to 70 area is one of the key areas overhead, and it kept getting front run in the 67 region for Bitcoin. You can draw analogous regions for Ethereum and Solana and all the rest. Now finally going back and retesting some of those areas. Now it's about, do we continue to push further? And when we do correct from here, or higher, where do we see support come back in? That's going to tell us a lot about kind of where we are in the market, and kind of where we are looking forward to potentially, what it looks like for the macro low to start forming, whether it be here or lower. And in this case, I'm still on the 30% that it can form here. There's nothing saying that it can't, for many of the majors, but still about 70% in the camp that we see another larger move down, in the markets. But it's nice to have a pump. It's nice to see green days. It's nice to be out of the stupid range that we've been in for all the majors for crypto. A little bit of excitement on the timeline. Nice bounce in traditional markets after a little bit of a pullback early this week. So, look, I say enjoy it, and you are 100% correct to kind of check
Hold
your
on.
expectations there.
I know we'll talk about this subject. Some random Shizzle Unchained guy comes in and he says, and this is from the TikTok side, a lot of you guys can't see the chats because TikTok is still not integrated. Well, you guys can't see. Basically, you can't even see you guys can't even see when YouTubers are chatting or kick. TikTok right now, there's a guy who comes in and goes, "You got to stop having undoxed people on your show." Thank you, producer. I didn't know that you were producing the show. I also didn't know you were working for GokshinPR.com, and you're my agent. And I also didn't. You must have missed. Listen, we have the puppet on, honorary puppet on here. But we have had plenty of people who are not docs, bitch. Anyway, and maybe you should have listened to a goddamn puppet. If you would have listened to a goddamn puppet, you wouldn't be going to the Salvation Army for clothing. You feel me? Word. Anyway, sorry, puppet. 30% chance still? Because I'm thinking
that it can
you
form
should
here.
kind of adjust this number now with the way the market's looking. Maybe
No.
an adjustment needs to happen here. The SEC comes out with their rules now, happy as hell. Okay,
Mhm.
everybody was happy as hell on that.
I
I know good news is bad news, kind of thing.
Well, as Perianne is likely going to discuss with you, nothing is codified, right? And right now, this is proposals that are going to be open for comment out of the SEC, and you're going to see this come from the CFTC as well. Um, and I think it's a positive direction. I think it will set the tone for the markets and the way in which we operate here, um, and lend some legitimacy to you. I honestly think, and I think I said this to you in DMs. I think what we're likely going to see, and maybe I didn't say this to you, I'll say it here though. What we'll likely see is a lot more projects that wouldn't actually register because they'd kind of be
Yeah, but
forced to
they
under these
said you don't have
particular
to
rules.
register.
Well, no, it's the 5 million.
You still don't have to register.
No, it's under 5 million and 75 million. But
That makes it
but if you
easier
get
for
any
a
larger
lot of people
projects,
to
you're
go
going to
ahead
have
and
to register.
do business.
Well, if you get any larger projects or raises, with if you're going to be raising more than that, you will have to register, right? That's kind of where we're at with the way that the proposal is interpreted right now, and I think it's a good thing.
Listen, to
Um,
me, I don't know why. Go ahead. I don't know why this keeps breaking up. So as soon as you come on, I start breaking up, man.
oh, I was just gonna say, like, I think this is a positive direction, but without it being codified, I think this is a move that will likely try to push Congress because as you start getting um, registrants, because you will see registrants because it lends credibility at this point. Hey, we have registered with the SEC. We are credible, and therefore, trust factor goes up, right? Um, versus having a bunch of unregistered, unregulated stuff. And there was a big fear of actually registering with the SEC that you could be potentially nixed by them. So I think that this is going to be a positive move going forward. But again, there's going to be lag time. Like after the proposal, I don't know when comments are opening, but it should be fairly soon. Um, and then we'll kind of see what happens from there. But that's 60 days. That puts us into Q4 timeframe for anything
Yeah,
actionable coming out of it. And we still have to see the CFTC. I think they're the 20th, right? We
yeah.
were just reading it last week on Goxstein.com. It's gonna be tomorrow. They're gonna do their meeting and open call. So I think it's great news. It doesn't fundamentally change, what I'm looking at in terms of price structure. If we close above $67,000, we'll have a little bit of a local break on the weekly back to the upside, which I think is a positive for looking for potentially further upside prices. I think we got to monitor it throughout the rest of the week, see where we kind of land on the weekly close. Um, and then I do think that there's potential for further upside. I said above 68 to 70, it's $2,000 at a time. That we just hit main overhead resistances for Bitcoin and most majors in the cryptocurrency space. So I would just take it 2K at a time with Bitcoin where things do get interesting. So you get above 70, 72, 74, 76, but above $76,000, that is the last higher low swing of the bull market, right?
Yeah.
74.4. So, I think that if we were to see some follow through above some of those areas, that's when it gets. I think it actually starts to get exciting. Um,
I'm just wondering
we'll
if
see.
a lot of people. So again, this is not a shot at you in general, but let's talk about TA a bit. And obviously, like I respect the fuck out of you when it comes to TA, and there's others that quite just a few. It's not. I'm not really a fan of everybody. Just like I have a few that I'm a fan of, and that's it. Because I feel like the other ones just take on whatever everybody else is saying, and then they put on 18 different other ways that things can go and head to, and then when one goes their way out of the 18, then they say, "See, I told you so," and that's
And they delete
I
all
can
the
do
other
the same
posts.
shit, bro.
They delete
Yeah.
everything else
Like it
prior.
can go left, right,
Yeah.
up, down. Oh, it went down. See, I told you. What the fuck you talking about, bro? Told me
Yeah.
what? Um, when you're looking at this right now, I know you got the 70/30, but here's my question again. It's almost like I ask it every month. Could we have hit the bottom already? And it's just like, you know what? Ju- okay, how do I
You're
put
gonna
this?
hear a
'Cause
lot of "we hit the bottom already." It's
no, no,
for
no, no,
price
no.
action, that's not confirmed.
Forget about them. I'm
Yeah,
talking with you here. Like,
yeah.
could you put yourself in a, like any expert? Could you put yourself in a box where you do believe it goes to into the 30s, high 30s, low 40s, and you're so zoned in on that price target that
Tunnel vision?
yeah, pretty much you don't see that. Look, we did hit bottom here,
Look,
and
I I
you just refuse to believe it. I'm not taking shots at you. You understand where I'm going with
no,
this?
no,
It's just like
I
I've
totally
done
get
it
what
in
you're
the
saying.
past myself. You know, like I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, could you be so, like you said, have such tunnel vision that you refuse to see that the bottom was already hit?
Well, here's the macro low structure and macro high structure in markets is always based on conditions. Now, it comes down to front running of those conditions being met, right? So, when looking at a macro low form, even those who, even if I was to say, yeah, macro low is here and it forms here, the actual price structure on the chart is not there to confirm that a macro low is in, right? And I operate on conditions being met or not. So for me personally, I don't really have an issue of putting I'm as a trader, I'm not just an analyst, right? So I'm trading, I got money on the line. I can't
Yeah,
have a bias. If I have a macro low is in bias and I'm constantly longing and wondering why I'm getting stopped out, then my thesis is wrong and I'm not going to win my trades.
yeah,
And the same goes for the other side, right? If I'm just constantly like, nope, I'm going to short everything and all the time, constantly going short because it's got to go lower, and I get put in that box and I got tunnel vision, then I'm going to lose those trades too. So the way that I look at the market is that the reason why I said to you last year that 58 to 60 was the most important level to the downside for me. And we were at the highs. Remember, we were still in a bull market. And I said if we were to break down, what I could potentially foresee is a, because we're in a compression on a higher term time frame. I said to you, and everyone can go back and check the tape. David's got all his shows up. I got all my videos up. I talked about this when we were at the highs. We had just kind of sold off. We hadn't yet marked or confirmed the top. I said, if it does, we have to pay close attention to 74.4, right? That is the higher low of the bull market. Because if we do break into a bearish structure and break below it, the major area I'm looking for is 58 to 60. We ended up hitting that. We even swung a little bit below it. And I'm of the opinion that this is such a major area that we could potentially see a macro low form here, but that is not what the data is telling me. All of the data that's rolling in, whether it's price action or underlying fundamental data that you can track on the network or otherwise known as the quant data, is not pointing to this being a macro low. It's still pointing to some potential further downside. So if that starts to shift, though, I will be one of the first ones to call that shift out and change my view, and
and
I have to.
there's nothing currently that will change that view.
As it stands right now, no, because it's just a downtrending structure, lower highs and lower lows, on longer term timeframes,
So
and until
you
we
think
see a
that
break.
you think it definitely breaks under 60 at some point.
No, no, I'm still of the opinion that it has a higher probability to do so. It doesn't even have to close under there, but it can go down there and sweep. It has a much higher probability of doing that than the actual 57,750 on spot being the low. But if we were to see, and this is the key condition, we have a monthly lower high at, and this is actually where me and a bunch of analysts actually we have differing takes on this. Not that we completely disagree, because I can see the path that and the picture that they are actually looking at. But if we were to close above the last lower high on the monthly, which is at 82.8, It was a direct retest of the last higher low in the bull market. If we were to close above there, that really starts to shift things, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not about this being the macro low right here, right now. Everybody can call it in hindsight. But if we do get a trend break, because we're in a downtrend on the monthly, if we get a trend break, then it's about, do we shift structure? Because that's going to confirm whether or not we're in we've seen the macro low, or we're going to get that macro low in, right? So if we were to actually break above and start closing monthlies above $82,800, $83,000, you're going to hear my tone shift to, it doesn't matter how high it goes right now, but the higher the better. Because it gives the bulls more room for a move back down to kind of catch it, put in a higher low on the monthly, confirm the macro low is in, and then move on to the upside in the bull market. And we're just not there yet. I have to view things this way, David, because one, I'm not a forecaster. Um I don't have a crystal ball, right? I have conditions that I need to see met for market structure to say to my audience, to your audience, that yes, the macro low is very likely in, and we are going to proceed with the bull market, or it's not. And right now, it's not. And that's just where we stand right now. That could change in a matter of weeks, though, right? That could change maybe on this move. We don't know. There's areas that I'm looking to
What
overhead.
would it
And just
be?
the first of them has been hit.
For you to have it change on this move? What would you have to see on this particular move?
If we get this move that closes the monthly above $67,000, and we specifically see that we get price action over the next couple of weeks and maybe even into September, start to get above and close above 82.8, you're going to hear a very big tone shift out of me, because it's going to be, hey, macro low could actually be in. We're probably at a 50-50 shot of the macro low being in, because on the next big move down, no matter how high price goes, it's got to form either a higher low or an equal low. And then once it does that, macro low is very, very much in. So right now, because it is just an ongoing downtrending structure, we need to see a low set. So on the monthly, $67,000 is what you want to see closed above. That will set a low on the monthly. Many will call it the macro low, but it's just another lower low. We won't know if it's a macro low until we get a trend break or we get a higher low or equal low structure. So that's going to be the next big thing for price action for Bitcoin. And it's kind of the same across all of the majors right now as well. There's a few different ways that things could play out, but as it stands right now, all I can say is I've been looking at this move up, been forecasting in terms of what I want to see closed above for dailies to break out of the range and test further up. Right now, it's about hitting that 70K, because we've already fulfilled the condition of hitting 68. So now if we see 70, we can start looking towards 72 to 74, 74 to 76. And if we start to break above there, we'll have some fun. We can actually have some fun further to the upside. It starts to bring into play the conversation that maybe the mid to low 80s are in play again. And that we could potentially see a trend break, especially if it's near the end of a month, right?
Yeah.
And see a close above there. That would actually really, really significantly change things. But what you will see on the timeline is you will see a lot of macro low is in, you missed it, you should have listened to me kind of stuff. The reality is, even if this is the macro low and it becomes the macro low, you will have plenty of time, because it's got to break structure and then it's got to come back down for that higher, lower, equal low structure. And that's when you actually have the confirmation to get in for the bull run.
Listen, you know what? I look. Here's where I stand. I would have no problem if it goes back down one more time, past under 60, into the mid $50,000 range, so I can pick up some more. No, this is how I'm thinking. Okay, thinking like that would be perfect. Again, being selfish, that would be perfect for me. And then I pick up a few more things, a few more other things, and that's it. I'm good. But I know Not everybody can handle it, but that's the whole thing. You know when you're coming to an end in a bear market, it's when motherfuckers are giving up. The hope is lost. We're cooked. Even when there's good news, it's cooked because like nothing's moving. It's still choppy. Things are still going backwards. You're like, fuck this. I'm going to trade stocks. Like that's kind of the
You're hearing a
vibe.
lot of that this the past month and a half too, because it was so boring.
But think about it. We've had that though. We've
Yep.
had people that have said, look, Landy, I've talked to people and they have said, I'm done. Like having these conversations with random people where I'm talking about in the space. They're like, I'm
Mhm.
done. I missed out. I missed the previous cycles. I should have done better in the previous cycle. When you're having those conversations, those are like like rehab. Respectfully, not making fun of anybody here, but it sounded like a bunch of people in AA. I regret these things, and that's when like I get bullish because I'm like, we're here, like we are here. We're like so close from flipping from bearish to bullish. I mean, and that's just my opinion. Like that's how I feel, and that I started collecting slow. I actually went in harder, I go in harder. Shit, bro.
So hard.
So hard. I go in harder when I hear that
In
kind
the
of
paint.
conversation.
Yes. Look,
So
I think that I said this to you before when we first hit 60K,
yeah.
right? The very first time, which is a while ago now.
Well, can I answer somebody? It's going lower. Great. Bro, you when you guys come out on this, like on the live show, on the comments, and you're saying it's going lower, you're not scaring me. Send it to fucking $3. Understand who the fuck you're trolling. The wrong person.
Look, I think
I'll take fucking $3 Ethereum. I'll take a 25-cent Bitcoin, bro. Like, I don't care. Send it lower. I got plenty of time, bitch.
Well, I mean, my take hasn't changed in that regard. Like I said, 30% that the macro low could form here, 70% we go lower for another leg down, and probably a substantial one. But
You think
my
it goes?
point to you,
You think that 70? If it goes down, it goes into the 30s. I mean, I think that's what you're
no,
thinking.
no. If you were going to try to nail me down to an actual price point, one, it's purely speculative, but one of the key zones that I have is filling out the institutional order block zone from the spot ETFs, which is also on a major monthly level at 38.5 to 42.2. But that's a massive institutional buy zone from the spot ETF launches all the way up to 50K, right? So you could potentially see a sweep of the current low side structure, right? There's a million ways it could play out. Right now, we're in the process of an upside move
Yeah.
into overhead resistances, but 48 to 50K is where the spot ETFs highs came in. Price dropped all the way to a major monthly level at 38 and a half and then pumped to brand new all-time highs. And the bulk of the orders came in between that 38.5 and $50,000 and above, right into the mid 50s, and really pushed Bitcoin to brand new all time highs. You saw, and that was prior to the halving, which was a change of character for Bitcoin. And then
Yeah.
you saw, the other majors move with it. You also saw memes absolutely go ballistic, right, during that time period. So, you know, it's purely speculative on the downside move, but all of the data is pointing to a continuation of the downtrend unless proven otherwise. And what is the invalidation of that? Where you have to start thinking about the macro low potentially being in at the regions that were just hit, closes on a monthly above 82.8. There are people I respect and I brought on my show on Fridays for the live stream that vehemently disagree with me, and they have a completely different thesis that I respect, by the way. That, hey, we could even break structure and go lower, and absolutely that could happen. I'm not in the business and I don't trade like that. I'm not in the business of looking that far out. I like quarter to quarter calls. You and I have talked about this a lot. Um, and it's really about meeting the conditions that we need to see for a macro low to be in. Until we see that form, I'm not changing my tune. I don't deviate on my outlook for price. If I
Yeah.
did, I would be trading differently and I would not be winning my trades. But I mean, like, I've talked about the 62.5 to 65 level for over a month, right? If we break to the top side, watch 65.5. Above there, we're going to run the local highs and then look to 68 to 70. Here we are, right? Above here, looking 70 to 72, 72 to 74. If we go back down and we retrace this whole move, probably not bullish, right? Probably looking for the lows to go get swept, anywhere under 62.5, at least locally, and maybe even the actual lows. But until that happens, enjoy the moves because we finally have volatility back, which means we have excitement back in the market because
Yeah.
volatility is exciting. When things are just going sideways in a range like we have been for Bitcoin on closes, it's just, it
I don't
is
know.
like I need to go
I
do
like it.
something else.
I like it.
It's boring. I mean, you were building and are building, right? There's a
That's right.
difference.
So,
A
like
lot of
I'm
people just
good.
sitting here twiddling their thumbs.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. Like when people say lower, okay, go lower. Like I'm not even paying. If you're in a, let me explain something to you. And this is what I keep on saying to all y'all that tune in. Y'all too stuck on market caps. You guys look at market caps. You don't look at the individuals behind the protocols. And listen, even with Bitcoin, you don't look at what's being built. You're not reading the news because I know you guys don't read. You guys don't even know how to read. So I know like that's not happening. You guys are so lazy to go ahead and do any sort of fucking research. I'm looking at what's being built. I'm looking at conversations, nation states buying into like these are the things that I'm looking at. Other nation states, the fucking look what like. First of all, we got to get our tax system in order with cryptocurrency. That's
Oh
a
my
big one.
God. Yeah. The
You
tax
I'm,
situation.
I'm talking to people from other countries. They're like 0%, like zero.
Yep.
We're paying zero, and that's and then to me, it's like you know what we need if we're going to be the crypto capital in the world in the United States of America. Well, we need to be on par with everybody else. Everybody else they're way ahead. I'm sorry, like we're trying to get there, but they're way ahead of us. They've embraced cryptocurrency. We have not embraced it. Some of us have embraced it, but then you have an entire side that hasn't, and there's political motives to it. I'm just saying. But here's the thing, and this is what I wanted to tweet out today, but obviously I had the show to do and whatever. I wanted to say that I think this is going to be a bigger run. So here it is. It'll be on tape. I think it'll be a bigger run this time around than what we had in 17 and 21. That's what I believe. And the reason why I say this, Landy, is this. In 16, 17, you had ICOs?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what's coming. But I think that this time around will be done in a professional manner. It was presented professionally, air quote. But I think this time around, that will be one of the catalysts to go ahead and see massive liquidity injections into this market. I was just thinking about this yesterday. I was just like, yo, like these things, if it all comes together, liquidity will definitely pour into it. Listen, how many people are in crypto right now that are builders that want to build, and now they see the SEC come out, and I'm sure that you just like you said the same thing. CFTC comes out, they're on the same page. Here come the builders. No, here come real builders. And then you also have like, you get what I'm saying. You'll just have a storm of people building, and then the money's gonna pour in.
Well,
And there's gonna be trickle down effects. Some of that money will go into memes. Some of them will go into past altcoins that are still building out their chain link. I'm just throwing things out there.
well,
I think we have a much heavier run this time around.
I think we start seeing winners selected by the institutions and a lot of these, chains that do basically the same thing across the board. are going to slowly die over time. Not speaking of any specific change. I'm just saying that I do believe that
No, I
capital
mean,
injections from the larger institutions are going to pick the winners this next go around. Um, and I think the driving factor will be liquidity to tokenize to pair with tokenized assets
but
and
what I'm
stocks.
trying to say here, Landy, is you can front run the market right now. That's what I'm trying to say. The institutions are, if you want to go your route, they're picking them, and you can see what they're picking.
Yeah.
They don't have to say the name. That you can understand what they're going after. So you can front run the markets if you choose to. I'm not saying, listen, you could pick 5 things and maybe one out of the 5 work out, but you won though. Like you have front ran the institutional players, and you're winning. A lot of people aren't doing that shit. They're waiting
Yeah.
to catch. It's like, y'all want to catch the wave, but the wave goes by and then you're trying to chase it. Like that's the best analogy. Holy fucking shit. You know what you guys are doing? Because I'm sure you've seen this. You guys are the guys that want to go out surfboarding. The wave comes, you let the wave pass you, and then you're trying to catch it. That's the best way to explain the motherfuckers in crypto.
Yep.
And then you're like, well, it's so unfair because the wave. Do you understand how crazy y'all are? Anyway. It is true. We got 2 minutes left. Landy's here. You can go ahead and, by the way, just to put it out there, Landy, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, he has a show where he breaks down the markets, okay? On the Gokhshtein News Network, on the with Gokhshtein Media, whatever you want to fucking call us. That's what he does, okay? You can go ahead and tune in. You want to front run the markets or understand the markets, tune into the puppet, okay? Tune into the puppet.
Appreciate you.
Even an undoxed, you gotta be undoxed.
I want to say that the gentleman that said that actually had me on their show at one point, but I might be mistaken. And that's
That was
funny because
TikTok. It was a TikTok motherfucker that comes
oh
on.
no,
Like,
I know who that is. They follow me and I follow them, and I
I
swear
don't
that
know.
they've had
It's
me
y'all
on
beef.
one of their
I
shows.
was protecting you, okay?
I
Unlike you
appreciate it.
protecting me, I was protecting you.
I'm going to have a guest on Friday as well.
Okay.
It's not going to be David, but David's always welcome to come on at any time, obviously. But it's
You
8
know,
p.m. and he's usually
yeah.
making beats in the background. He's making his diss tracks.
Oh my God, is that who you're bringing on?
No, I appreciate you, David, and I appreciate the shout out. Obviously, look, we're going to be entering some very interesting times when it comes
We're
to
gonna be
markets.
printing. Tell them the truth.
We're going to be printing. Look, here's I think that this conversation, especially with you and I talking about markets, is really going to lurch in the direction of a lot of what is going to be tokenized assets on chain as well. And in the context of the conversation of the major crypto chains that it's being launched on, right? And I do think that this is going to be where we see memes actually shine. I'm 100% on board with you now on that. After seeing, like I said, I've said this before, after seeing how Robinhood approached it, who did they court? They courted the trenchers, the meme coiners, the NFT enjoyers. They wanted to prove out that their chains got the goods, work out all the bugs. And who did they go to first? They went right to the memes. And not only that,
Oh, it feels
they
so good to
promoted
be
it.
right. It feels so good to be
They
right.
promoted it. And then what is the conversation going to evolve to on those chains now that people are over there? It's going to evolve, into the tokenized, equities, stock tokens, RWAs.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be a major, major play. Probably something that Perianne and you are going to discuss here as it relates to clarity and many of the other things that are going
Yeah.
on regulation wise. I'm look forward to listening in because she knows her stuff, man. She definitely knows her
Perianne
stuff.
Boring knows her stuff. She's been fighting for this for years.
Directly involved. Unlike a lot of the people that chirp online, she is directly involved
You want
and
to talk
pushing the
about
needle forward.
somebody who's been fighting the good fight for for years.
Years.
And like you said, there's a bunch of people that act like they've been doing something, but they've been doing absolutely nothing. So it'll be good to hear her take on, the Clarity Act and SEC and what's to come from the CTFC and whatever, everybody, every agency, every goddamn agency, man. But the biggest thing for me is, okay, great, Clarity Act, all right. I love what this SEC did. That's great. When retail, that's going to be bottom line for me. When retail, when retail, when is retail going to know what the hell we're doing? You can't have four agencies. You can't have four agencies define what cryptocurrency is completely. The one property, the other one virtual currency, the other one commodities. I mean, it's really confusing. It is confusing. I think me and you talked about this yesterday, though. By the way, I know there are new people tuning in. Guys, I understand it. Look, we bring on a lot of people front facing. I know, Mom, I know it's crazy that I'm still talking to a puppet. I know. I get it. Anyway.
You're just dying to see my face. Everybody's just dying to see my
crazy.
face. That's
if you honestly, if you had no knowledge of crypto, well, obviously you'd never be on the show, but
yeah, I agree.
Crazy. But okay, again, guys, you're allowed to be happy today, okay? Enjoy it. Enjoy today. Me, I don't really care. I am waiting. I'm really waiting for October or the end of, near the end of Q4, going into 2027. I obviously I'd like to see, and I at this point I want to see the Clarity Act passed, and then I'd like to see something created towards, something established towards retail. I mean, we need to talk about the IRS, and them,
Yes.
I don't know, man. Like there's so much, but I appreciate you. Appreciate you coming
too,
on the
brother.
show every single day. Yes, I do talk to a puppet at 12:15 in the morning, and then we bring on some notable guests and some. I hate saying some that are not. Every person who comes on here, I appreciate their takes.
Up and coming, because there
Up and
are
coming-
you have
coming
highlighted
superstars.
some people very early on that have absolutely exploded in terms of awareness to a wider audience well before they actually got that big pop. So yeah,
I love
man.
it. I love seeing it. There's so many people that deserve a larger platform that talk about obviously this space that deserve a bigger platform. They really do. So I'm happy when they come on this show. We break it down. And listen, this month we've had a lot, and I hate going into genders. I hate it. I hate saying like we brought on a lot of women onto the show. I hate doing that. But it is like I keep on saying this. It is true. When like the women come on here, they're zoned in. Like
Well,
they
in
know
terms
what the
of
hell they're doing.
guests,
When I bring on you guys, man, like you guys want to talk about like cars and stuff. Like, okay,
well,
I have a program for that.
David, I gotta say this though, for all of the female guests that you've had on, you overweighted on one side as soon as you brought Sikasa on. That immediately testosterone
Yeah,
levels rose. It was kind of wild. So
as
now I
well.
think you need to bring more female guests on to kind of get that equilibrium again, because Sikasa was just killing
I
it.
know. Hold on. Hold on. It's been. Hold on. This month has been like completely dominated by the women, and you can notice a difference. I've had
Mhm.
people come in. I had people email me and DM me and say like, "Bro, like, fantastic. I've learned a lot." So what does that
Yeah.
say about you, puppet? It says
No, I'm just
it's
saying
not saying that. It's not looking good for you.
I'm bringing puppet energy. It's gender neutral energy right
Yes.
here.
Thank you.
All the gender
Appreciate it.
neutral energy. Bitcoin is for everyone. The puppet is for everyone.
Bitcoin is for everyone, and everybody should own Bitcoin. At the end of the day, that's the ultimate goal: own Bitcoin. Thank you, Puppet. Appreciate your time, guys. Tune into Puppet,
Thanks,
the
brother.
Puppet, Bitcoin Puppet. He'll be on tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Gongshi Media Network. So thanks, Puppet.
Thanks, brother.
All right, that's Landy. We'll be back right after this commercial break. It's 1:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be back with Perianne Boring to go ahead and talk about clarity. We need some clarity from somebody who can actually explain what is happening. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we build Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
There we go. United States of America representing. Socialism, communism does not work.
Digital assets. Is it better to move money at the speed of light? Do everything.
People are greedy when they also try to acquire gold. I am here providing electricity and that energy that is necessary. I'm the modern day Tony Stark. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the breakdown episode. What is it? 772. I'm forgetting already. I'm old. Sponsored by Midnight. Also sponsored by Polymarket. Shout out to Polymarket. Cake Wallet, FOMO. All right. Let me go ahead and put in the overlay here. Overlay. What is going on? Where is the overlay? I love how I gotta. There we go. Okay, let's bring on our next guest. Thank God it's not the puppet. It is somebody who has been working tirelessly to go ahead and get things done for this industry. Let's bring in Perianne Boring. Hello.
Hey, David, what's up?
Nothing much. Long time no see.
It's good to see you. Thanks for having me back.
So, let's get right to it. Clarity Act. When is this thing going to finally get passed?
I mean, you're asking the question everybody's asking. The more time that passes, the less likely it is to be passed. So my confidence rating continues to go down every day. We're running out of time in the congressional calendar. That's really what it comes down to. This has turned into, unfortunately, a very political situation. The Clarity Act is something that we've been working on for, I want to say maybe 8 years. We started building legislation several Congresses ago. It originated in the House. But here today with President Donald Trump, who has come out as a pro-crypto president. He wants the U.S. to be the crypto capital of the world. He has put the mandate on Congress to get the bill passed. So having a legislative pathway to get a bill through the House, the Senate, to the president's desk signed, it's a tall order. I used to work in Congress. Less than 2% of all legislation that's ever introduced will actually become law because there's not a clear legislative pathway. But because President Trump has taken leadership on the issue, he's helped create that pathway. This is being held up in the Senate, and it really comes down to these ethics provisions. Democrats are unwilling to move forward with supporting the bill if there's not restrictions on the president and the president's family from having business interest in the crypto industry. So without there being some kind of resolution on these ethics provisions, the pathway is very quickly dissolving.
But he's made the at least it's been reported, he's made the concession to say, okay, bar any president from participating within the markets while serving. Why is that not good enough for the Democrats?
Again, this is politics at its best and its absolute worst. I have my own theories. My own opinion is that Democrats really are, they continue to be anti-crypto. Now, remember, just under 2 years ago, when Joe Biden was the president of the United States, the position of the Democrat Party was anti-crypto. And there was a very concerted effort that came from the very top of the party to try to shut the industry down, to kill the industry. And they were actually quite successful. They really pushed us back, I would say, a decade in terms of innovation here in the United States in our industry. There was the anti-crypto army that was being led by Senator Elizabeth Warren and her cronies, and the former SEC, which had this huge enforcement effort to go after everybody in this space. So it really, you have to remember, history. It really wasn't that long ago that the Democrats who were in charge were very anti-crypto. And I would say that energy still exists, that position still exists largely in the Democrat Party. And this is, in my opinion, is probably less about the ethics provisions. I think that's a way to try to attack Donald Trump for political purpose and for political gain. But it's also a way to try to stall the bill because they're actually not pro-crypto. They don't want the bill to move forward, so they're looking for any excuse to try to hold this up. That's what I personally believe the game has been. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. But this is politics, and we need to get crypto and our industry out of these partisan debates, out of these partisan issues. It's really not healthy to treat any technology as some kind of political pawn. This isn't about Republicans. This isn't about Democrats. This is about freedom. This is about giving people access to their assets online. It's about allowing them to transact globally without an intermediary. This is about the economy. It's about innovation. It's about the future of finance. This isn't about red versus blue. We really need to get out of that.
I love that. See, that's what it is. I love that. Do you think we would have had a better chance of passing the Clarity Act already if Trump didn't come out with his own token? Do you think at a later date he could have came out with it after the bill was passed? That it would have been, at least we would have had a better chance of, like I said, passing the Clarity Act.
I mean, it's hard to say. Did it help? It certainly has just fueled this narrative of these ethics concerns that Democrats are pushing. It certainly has put a lot of fire behind that narrative. But if it wasn't the token, would it have been something else? Could they have found another reason to go after him? And there's so many excuses that have been put on the table as to why the bill keeps getting pushed, why we can't bring it up for a vote. It just seems like there would have been something else. So I think there is something deeper here. I do think at the end of the day, there is still an anti-crypto army that is still present in the Democratic Party that still has a hold over and a lot of power over the party, and they're the ones dictating and pulling a lot of these strings. And the unfortunate thing is that there's actually a ton of Democrat members that are very pro-crypto and do want the bill to move forward. We had over 200 members of the House of Representatives that signed and passed a market structure bill through the House just last Congress. So we have many Democrats on record that do support having market structure legislation, but when it comes down to really getting it done, there's a key holdup happening in the Senate.
It sucks because the American people want it, right? Over 50 million Americans own cryptocurrency, if not more. So it just sucks to see that. Well, the SEC came out with their guidelines, or the guidelines that they want to push forward with. What do you think about that?
Yeah, so great point. There's the legislation which would future-proof, because it is so hard to get legislation passed. We've been trying for a long time.
You told me about this. You said push the bill through and then start figuring out a way to make it better.
Establishing your pathway is always going to be the hardest part of getting new laws established and created. It's much easier for the agencies to operate within their statutory guidelines to publish their own rules and their regulations. So the legislation would future proof and make it much harder for another administration to come in on either side that wanted to take an anti-crypto approach and try to shut the industry down again because it's law. Um, I will say my personal opinion is if the Clarity Act is not signed into law, I actually think the industry will still have everything it needs for the US to continue to be the crypto capital of the world. Because of what's happening at the agencies, we have really amazing leadership, both at the SEC and the CFTC, who are working together to create a regulatory framework that provides clarity for businesses to build and operate, invest, and fundraise, launch projects, building on blockchains here in the United States. And that's what Red Crypto is that the SEC just announced yesterday. It's the rules we've been asking for a very long time. When we started this journey, we actually didn't ask for legislation. We just asked for clarity. Can the agencies tell us when is an asset considered a security? When is it considered a commodity? Let us know what the rules of the road are so businesses can operate in a legally compliant way. And they refused to tell us. So then we pivoted and said, okay, if the agencies aren't going to do their job and provide that clarity, then let's have Congress pass a law and provide those definitions and that clarity, and then the agencies can take it from there. So now we're kind of pivoting back to, okay, well, Congress isn't going to pass the law, but now we have people running the agencies who are willing to do the work to create the regulatory guidelines and provide that regulatory clarity that actually is sufficient. But there is a little bit of risk that in the future a new administration could come in and say, well, actually we don't want to do any of this and roll it back, and you do see that happen. But if we are able to get rules created and projects launched that are using these regulations, that are operating within these regulatory frameworks, it's much harder to roll that back once they're live, once businesses are using them, once the regulations are being deployed into the market. So I would caution about being like frantic, like, oh, if clarity doesn't pass, we're over. That's not true. We still have a lot of tools that can accomplish the same thing we need, but they do need to move fast. Again, because we have an election this year, there'll be another one in 2 years, and you just don't know what's going to happen after the election, who's going to be in power, where the anti-crypto army energy is going to land when the balance of power changes with new elections and new people coming in every 2 years. So I think we're in a good spot right now, as long as we can get clarity out to the market as soon as possible, whether that's through legislation or through regulation. And one of those is going to happen. It will be one of the other very soon. So I do think we're still going in the right direction as a country.
It would be great though. You have these rules or the guidelines that have been proposed by the CFTC. Great if finally like somebody's working with us. This is awesome, right? What an awesome feeling after Gary. But if they pass the Clarity Act and then you have these guidelines that go through, now we're moving in the right direction, right? Now that's it. Like now even if a new administration comes in, let's say it's a Democratic one or anti-crypto army, they can't really reverse this, right?
Well, you
As
wouldn't be
long as
able
the
to
Clarity
reverse.
Act is passed.
You wouldn't be able to reverse the legislation without a new act of Congress, which is a very high bar. So the likelihood of that happening is just quite low. So that's
Okay.
why the legislation would future-proof this for many future generations. But in the absence of being able to get law passed, the agencies, they do have the statutory authority to provide the regulatory guidance that is needed so businesses can build in the blockchain space here in the United States. They can provide that clarity without Congress having to step in. But there is the risk that a new SEC chair could come in the future. You could have a new Gary Gensler like SEC who said, actually, we don't want to provide this clarity, and try to roll it back. But it would be harder to roll that back if you already have millions, billions of dollars of companies operating within these regulatory frameworks.
Correct.
So once it's out there, once it's out there deployed and businesses are using it, it's harder to unwind it because then you could be introducing systemic risk into the market. It's not as easy to do, but it is possible to some extent. But again, like legislation would be ironclad. It's in law. You really can't undo that unless you pass a new law. Good luck getting that done. If not, we can get the clarity from the agencies, but you do have some risk that a new administration could come in and try to reverse some or parts of it.
The CFTC, you think they follow suit with the same kind of message as the SEC?
They absolutely are. The SEC and CFTC are certainly in lockstep. They're communicating, and they're rolling out a lot of the recommendations that we had provided years ago at the Digital Chamber. I mean, previously SEC and CFTC had joint working groups where they would coordinate on these types of issues. They really stopped doing that for a number of years to the detriment of crypto assets. And now those conversations have restarted to where they are able to coordinate and say, yes, we're sister agencies, and it is important that we're not giving conflicting information to the markets. If one is saying, Ethereum is a security and the other one saying Ethereum is a commodity, what is the entire Ethereum community supposed to do? Who do you listen to? It just creates extreme confusion and really makes it impossible to operate legally with legal certainty. So that coordination is happening. They are working in a much better way today, and that's a positive thing for the markets.
When are we going to have something done with the IRS where like we can finally figure out how we can go about paying because I do believe that there are people here that want to pay their taxes and they want to pay them correctly. But it really is confusing. 1099 DA, all this stuff coming out, like people really are confused. And even some CPAs or accountants, they're confused. What happens here? Do you think Trump and his administration, we already see everything that's happening with the SEC and the CFTC and all. Do you think something happens here with the IRS where they will finally give us clarity here as well?
I mean, we need like a whole nother Clarity Act to address all the tax issues for Bitcoin and the larger crypto community. And this goes all the way back to 2014. In 2014, the IRS issued guidance saying that convertible virtual currencies would be regulated and taxed as property. I think the IRS got that wrong. If you are using a cryptocurrency as currency, if you're using it as a medium of exchange, if you're using it as a unit of count, why would it be taxed as property? It should be taxed as currency. So I do think there needs to be changes to the way that we tax Bitcoin, that we tax other cryptocurrencies, that takes into account how people are actually using it. And at the end of the day, this is open source software. Everyone has access to use it, and taxing it as property is like taxing it as a security, and that really goes against that. So I think the current tax provisions, I think there's an argument that it creates a conflict between some of our constitutional rights of our freedom of speech. We have freedom to use this technology because software is protected by speech under the First Amendment. We also have the right to privacy. And if you're having to report all your crypto wallets and transactions to the IRS, how can you reasonably say you have digital privacy? Because everything is connected on chain. You can see everything. Yeah. So I do think we need an overhaul of the tax code. I do think the way we're currently taxing crypto is not only is it not efficient, but I don't think it emulates the values of the American tax system. And I think there's a lot of improvements that do need to be made there.
I appreciate you when you come on the show. You're awesome. And I do appreciate everything you've done for years upon years, working out there, championing, crypto and this entire space out there in DC to get these things passed. Man, this is, but we're here. Like I'm bullish right now. I'm bullish, even though the Clarity Act has not passed yet. I'm just happy about where we're going. Maybe we will become the crypto capital of the world. I'm praying for it because I'd like the innovation to stay here and not have our innovators bolt elsewhere, go to other countries, other nation states where they're just like yeah, just come here. Zero taxes, zero everything, build here. Yeah, we're here. You know, the representatives that we voted in, they're doing nothing to go ahead and make that happen here. But I appreciate you, Perianne Boring. Thank you so much for coming on. Hopefully, you'll come on in the next few months to talk about this if they pass it.
Yeah, happy to come back. Thanks for having me, David.
Thanks a lot. That is Perianne Boring, one of the titans that have been fighting for this space to get things passed. It is a pleasure to. I think this is her third time coming on. It is a pleasure to have her on because, man, I remember she said one thing to me, and I remember this. I think it was the second time she came on, and I said I was kind of like against passing the current Clarity Act that they have. Like, it's been rewritten so many times, and I remember her saying, like, you just gotta pass this thing through, and then you can go ahead and work on it. And I'm thinking, like, why can't we just pass a great bill? But this is the way Congress works, man. If you look at Democrat, Republican, at this point, I don't care. Like, they all need to come together and pass the bill. Pass this bill. It's that simple. Really, like, this is not. It's not about party lines anymore. And Senator Warren, man, her whole anti-crypto brigade and stuff, man, it's annoying. Also, the biggest thing for me is the taxation part. People are confused. Like, we really are confused. You got accountants that are confused. We had Andrew Gordon on here who is breaking everything down from a tax perspective. It is confusing. I mean, you had Perianne Boring just say, you know what? In 2014, they classified crypto as a property, and that was wrong. It was wrong. You're not getting we're not getting a 1031 on this. You're not getting if it's property, why am I not? If it is property, why am I not getting a 1031? Dead ass, man. Like, what's happening here? But I'm happy. I am happy these things are starting to happen. It's good for the crypto space. It's good for our industry. This would allow, hopefully, for a lot more companies to become a lot more bullish on crypto. Digital assets, I should say. Let's call them digital assets. I think digital assets is a better, you say crypto to people are like, oh my God, illegal. Like, no. So we got to change digital assets. That's how we got to move digital assets. That's how we got to call them. Anyway, we'll be right back after this commercial break.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we build Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto.
This is Houston. T-minus 1 minute until full data blackout. All eyes are on you.
Breaking news. There is an astronaut conducting an emergency repair on a global communication satellite that could go dark at any moment. We have a second angle on this.
Is that guy on FOMO?
Oh yeah, just like me for a crazy trader.
Yeah, let's get back to it, everybody.
Breaking news. There is an astronaut.
Opportunity cost is simply this. Every position you take is a position you choose over something else.
It's just in. According to the astronaut's FOMO account, highest in the room, the satellite has been restored. For now, the crisis appears to be over.
Satellite's up and running. Position's looking good too.
There we go. United States of America representing. Socialism, communism does not work.
Digital assets. Is it better to move money at the speed of light through everything?
People are greedy when they also try to acquire gold. I am here providing electricity and that energy that is necessary. I'm the modern day Tony Stark. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back. I am, some people call me a rock star. I'm 100% a legend. That's right. 100%, 100% a legend. Thank you, Perianne Boring, for stopping by. She's still a part of the digital chamber. She's done a hell of a lot of things for this entire industry. Love bringing her on and love breaking down everything that's happening in DC. Let's hope that they pass these regulations. It's funny, crypto fucking started to get away from all this shit, to give the people a chance, Main Street a chance, and here we are. But it is what it is, man. At some point, you got to get professional, right? Listen, you can't stop the suits from coming in. You can't stop institutional players. You can't stop big money from coming into the space. It is what it is. That's what it is. But the rules have to be fair for all sides. Rules have to be fair for all sides. We need to know what the fuck we're doing. We really need to know what the fuck we are doing. We can't say we are the crypto capital of the world, yet the rules are nowhere to be found. There is no clarity up until now. You know, yeah, you could be a Democrat, you could be a Republican, Independent, Green Party. I don't care which party, okay? If you are in crypto and you're a one-issue voter, you need to be behind Trump right now and this administration. They're not trying to look, all you guys say, oh, Trump's making all the money in crypto, Trump. He's the first, and people crack jokes. He's the first pro-crypto, legit first pro-crypto president because he's caking it in crypto. You could do the same thing. You could have literally front run him. And yes, there will be people with platforms that will have a better advantage than you do. That's life, though. That's fucking life. Anyway, I'd like for us to go ahead and get the rules done for Main Street, though. Okay? For us, the people that I will one day represent as the president of the United States of America. I believe that wholeheartedly. If I run for president, I've already said this. If I run for president, I win. Easy. Listen. I sit down with Putin. Что мы тут делаем? Давай, Вася, давай. Давай поговорим тут. Война это не... Давай будем говорить о деньги. Как мы будем зарабатывать деньги? That's what I'm talking about at the table. Sitting there at the table going, boom, speaking Russian to my mans. I'm just saying. And a lot of people approach me all the time. Like, Dave, are you serious about running for president? Absolutely serious. I'm absolutely serious. I'm not playing around when I say that. I'm definitely not playing around when I say that shit. Not playing. Anyway, welcome to the breakdown. Episode 772, sponsored by Midnight. Midnight is the title sponsor of this program. Also, shout out to Polymarket. Polymarket is the official prediction market sponsor of the breakdown. Shout out to Polymarket. We're going to go look at some things on Polymarket. Also, Cake Wallet. If you are scared of holding your stuff in cold storage, well, why don't you try Cake Wallet? For real. And try Cupcake. No, your fat asses shouldn't eat a cupcake. I'm talking about Cupcake from Cake Wallet, okay? Also, FOMO. FOMO is part of the family. We're family. We are family. You can watch me trade and see. Woo! Damn, I am a lyricist. I am everything. I am a threat. That's what I am. I would say I'm a triple threat. No, I'm just a threat. I am a threat. That's right. Shout out to FOMO. FOMO, me, FOMO, FOMO, me, FOMO. Writing a thesis on FOMO. Shout out to FOMO. They're growing every single day. They're unstoppable, bro. They are unstoppable. Let's fucking go. And I'm gonna pull up the FOMO chart. We're gonna talk about the thing that you guys nailed me up with in this chat about. We're gonna talk about Augie. We'll talk about Augie. I got some shit to say about Augie. Okay. I bought more Augie yesterday. Somebody got to take the phone away from me. Like, honestly, somebody got to take the phone away from me. I saw Bianca was in the chat. I should have Bianca. What? Bianca comes into the chat, won't even call her. I can't believe that. Disrespect. The disrespect, Bianca. So disrespectful. Comes into my chat, low key, watching. Low key, watching. Now she says, hey, see, I have low key watchers. Whatever that is. Fellow Sagittarius too. A fellow Sagittarius too. Tuning in to one of the most electrifying personalities. No matter if you like me or not, you're tuned in to one of the most electrifying shows that you can find. Forget about just crypto. We're way past that. Yeah, I report about crypto. Yeah, we talk about TriFi, but I'm into politics too already. With sports. Look at the hold on. Somebody pull up the Gottstein.com website. How is a fellow and I know how a Sagittarius is. I am the definition of a Sagittarius. I am literally, I hate using this word, literally though, the definition of a Sagittarius. We are the best signs in the world, by the way. A Sagittarius, I don't give a fuck what. And all these people out here talking about, we're the best sign, I'm a this sign. No. You ain't a Sagittarius, okay? You are not like us. We are the chosen ones. Read about us. We got that aura. We got aura. That you can't manufacture this, man. You can't. It's just aura. Aura maxing. Y'all are too busy aura maxing. We ain't even trying. We're not even trying. We ain't even trying. We're built different. That's right, Bianca. Shout out to Bianca. Bianca is me and Bianca work together. She is a very, very driven individual. Give her a follow. Extremely driven. I like the fact that people tell me that I don't give platforms to women. God damn it. And I hate being gender specific because I don't give a fuck. Man, woman, as long as you can bring it, as long as you can bring it, it don't matter. I don't give a fuck, a flying fuck about what the fuck, how the fuck you go to the bathroom. I don't give a fuck. But Bianca, she's a driven ass individual, man. She is. She gets frustrated too. I remember. She gets frustrated quick. That's me. That's, you see, I'm learning. I've been in this stage of my life where I'm learning to understand, like, look, when I go, and I keep telling you guys this, when I do something, I'm not trying to get a participation award. I'm going out there and I want to win. And I will do everything to win at all costs. Like, I will do things to win. And like, if people can win, or they're not, I guess if you're not rocking at the same speed, I keep saying this. There's nothing that I'll ask you to do that I won't do. But like, it's just like, it's hard to explain a Sagittarius, man. We're good people. I gotta say, we're good people. We're misunderstood. We are very misunderstood. This is now turned into a horoscope show. That's right. Horoscope show, ladies and gentlemen. We are very misunderstood, man. We have resting bitch faces. Absolute. I think most Sagittariuses have resting bitch faces. I have a resting bitch face. 100%. You think I'd be angry? I'm not angry. We're very blunt. That hurts people's feelings. Like, you imagine, like, you're standing next to somebody, real life, and you say, like, my man's, like, look, you smell. Like, that's the way, like, maybe there should be a little bit more bedside manner, I guess. Maybe that's a little bit Sagittarius mixed in with the New Yorker in me kind of thing. But like, my man's, you smell like, I think you need to get some deodorant to rub the onion off of you. Like, we're telling you something where others would baby you. We're not gonna baby you. For real. I was never, I guess it's a Sagittarius thing, Bianca. I don't know. I think honestly speaking about it, I think, like, thinking back at everything, I think me and Bianca were actually, I don't know, like, you could put it in a lot of ways. Like, we're competitive. Like, we want to win. So, like, could it have been the case of people trying to outdo each other? I don't even fuck. Yeah, and then she left for Reddit. Bro, you imagine this shit? Who the fuck is Reddit? Fuck Reddit. I'm kidding. Shout out to Reddit. But I'm saying Reddit, you know, I will say this though, and I am so happy to say this. You know, a lot of people that have worked with me, work for the company. I mean, even my first EA went from working with my company to working at Amazon. So like, and I'm talking about Amazon, not a delivery driver. And there's nothing wrong with being a delivery driver or delivering packages. There's nothing wrong with that. But she went to work in corporate, and And a lot of people, like, there have been a lot of people who have left. God bless, man. Listen, we're an independent media company. People leave, and like, I only wish them the best, man. Like, for those who actually leave and they take whatever they've learned, or they take their visibility and they apply it elsewhere, God bless. I hope it wins. I hope it works out. But a lot of people went to a lot of really good companies. I'm not going to take the fucking credit or anything. I'm just saying a lot of people went on to working with big time companies. Good. You love seeing it. You fucking love seeing it. Like, good. I'm actually happy. Would I have wanted people to stay? Yeah, but like, I'm happy when people are just doing their thing, man. Yo, really, that is the truth though. Like, Sagittarius. I know a lot of you guys don't believe in horoscopes, but like, I believe. I read anything about a Sagittarius. That shit is me. To the T. To the T. Like, there are no lies found in that fucking horoscope. There's zero lies. Bianca, I'll call you. Shout out to Bianca. There's nothing. Like, there's zero. I spent 15 minutes on talking about what a Sagittarius is right now. Like, I miss fighting with you, Bianca. I really do. I miss fighting with Bianca. It's not real fights. I miss the arguments. I remember Bianca just like her vibe was like this motherfucker. It's one of those. It's passive aggressive kind of hold on. It was that passive aggressive fucking attitude. Like, you want to say something so bad. And a lot of you guys are passive aggressive too, but like, I'm talking about passive aggressive, like just like you start humming. I probably frustrated Bianca so much she had to go to one of those. What are those rooms called where you go into those rooms and you smash, like, you have an hour to smash up a room? What is that shit called? Smash rooms or some shit like that? I know they have that in New York City. You go into for an hour, you just like with a baseball bat, you're smashing everything in the fucking room. I think a lot of people have gone to these rooms to get their the emoji, bro. The people's eyebrow. I'll holla at you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Anyway, hi. My name is David Gokshini. You've tuned in to episode 772. I'm still here. I'm the most consistent thing in crypto. Yes, right. Rage rooms. There it goes. Thank you so much. That's what it is. Rage rooms. You go in there and you start. Rage rooms were developed because of me. Okay, I'm going to take credit for this. Rage rooms were developed because of me. Because after having a conversation or being around me for and hold on, but this ain't. What the fuck am I saying? What am I saying here, though? I just want greatness. Like, I demand greatness from myself. Yeah, like that's my attitude. And I could be stubborn. I know everything about myself. Rage rooms were developed because of me. 100%. Because the frustration of like, oh, he's asking me to do, oh, fuck this. Smashing shit. I apologize. I'm gonna reach out to one of those rage rooms, but I apologize to anybody who has experienced any sort of rage while working with me. I'm sorry. Apologize. Anyway, before I move on to some topics on Polymarket, and also talking about FOMO and what I've been buying, I bought yesterday Aggie again. I bought Aggie again yesterday. I need help. I really need help. I need help. Any help? People are like, yo, tweet it up. Make a tweet about it. I'm not tweeting shit. Y'all work for this. I'm a market participant too. Y'all work for it. Work for it. My focus is on the white bull movement. That's it. That's what my focus is on. Everything else that I'm buying, great. I'm buying it because I am absolutely going to try to print when the bull market comes. I am printing. I'm gonna print. Somebody got to take my phone away from me though. 100%. All right, let's go to this. Somebody, hold on one second. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, y'all, what the fuck? These people are fucking stupid. I gotta say, these people are stupid. Ah! Anyway. All right, apparently Sakasa has a banger out here. He wanted me to showcase an exclusive out here for him. For Bela and Jungle Bay. So let's go ahead and look at this real quick. Oh my God, I've had oh my God, I had the wrong overlay on the whole time. Shout out to Perianne Boring. All right. You know what? Maybe we'll do call into the show today too. Let's do call into the show. We'll do it after watching this. Let me go ahead and put this up here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put this up here. There we go. Sakasa. I don't know if this is a world premiere, but let's go ahead and play this. Let's go, man.
Baila moves like weather. Slow globe on the breeze. The bear remembers what the struggle seeded. You don't force it, it finds you. Reputation made it true.
It was once just a dirt road, salt in the air, old and tired like an empty prayer. Till the muse, you're my cocoa leaf. When I take your energy, creativity, Bella, recharge me, keep me company. I can feel your faith in me, creativity, creativity.
When the darkness sets in and the doubt starts to creep,
the ones who give up,
she lets them sleep. It's the desire that calls her near. That's when you lock in, she makes it clear.
It was once just a dirt road, salt in the air, old and tired like an empty prayer. Till the muse, cocoa leaf. When I take your energy, creativity, Bella, recharge me, keep me company. I can feel your faith in me, creativity. It's your energy.
No need to name it, I know the trace, dark sugar, warm rain on your face, the whole shore.
When you float past, Bella, stay near me. You're my cocoa leaf. When I take your energy,
That's right. There we go. That's a world premiere. I'm sure they were playing it out there already, but that's a world premiere from outside, okay? That's a world premiere from outside. Shout out to Sakasa. Shout out to Jungle Bay. Shout out to all those community members that have been working for the last 5 years, brick by brick. Should be an example for everybody not to give up. You know, I appreciate entrepreneurs. I appreciate people that work hard, nonstop, tirelessly to build something that means something. And it's a place for every individual to think about it. It's a bunch of misfits, or we are, in generally speaking, we're a bunch of misfits here in crypto. So to be able to go to some island to get away and to showcase your abilities to create stuff is pretty cool. It really is. If you think about it, because that's what this is all about when it comes down to it. You know, crypto, Bitcoin, for me, I've talked about this a lot. Bitcoin, when I was approached by my friend about Bitcoin and why it's important and why I should look into it. At the end of the day, for me, it was freedom. That's how I look at Bitcoin. It was freedom, not from a monetary standpoint. I think a lot of people get confused with that because I don't know. I've talked about this on podcasts before, but like I was good before crypto. Like I didn't need crypto to be successful. I was good before crypto. Shout out to crypto though. I'm not trying to belittle crypto in any sense of the word. But for me, that was what Bitcoin was. It was freedom. And the people taking back or having an opportunity to finally be successful in this world, and especially in the United States of America. So, yeah. And then obviously new tech came out within crypto, and you've seen a lot of creative people come here and build or try to build, and that's nice. That really is nice, and that should be supportive. That should be supported, and not, people should not belittle people who are building out here. It should not. That should not be the case. It's weird, crypto Twitter is where everybody, not now so much, but you still have the anti-crypto armies, Senator Warren and stuff. But we're such a small industry compared to every other industry, and crypto Twitter within itself is really small. I'm not saying support trash. Like my thing is not, hey, support everything and everybody. No. I'm talking about support the innovators that are really trying to level up crypto. Support those that came here to build some sort of infrastructure, some sort of project that solves something. Support people that are genuine. Support people that are really here for the right reasons. Even if you don't like them. You don't have to like somebody, but if you see something being created, support it. There's nothing wrong with that. It costs you nothing. It costs you absolutely nothing to do that. People are always asking me, why are you constantly, I get this question a lot, why are you constantly putting all these people on a pedestal, man? Your brand is big. Why are you putting people on because I don't know. I got this mentality, I guess, from where I come from, where I'm raised, where if one of us makes it, we take everybody with us. That's always been the mentality. And if anybody's good to you, well, make sure that they're seen too if they're doing something. That's been the mentality ever since I was young, man. Just to make sure you bring your circle with you. That's it. I try. I'm not perfect, I try. But the one thing that nobody can ever say is that I've always, even when it wasn't the most popular thing to do, I've always taken everybody with me, or attempted to. I've attempted to. Funny thing, as we're talking about this subject, somebody found an old post about me. Well, I mean, I don't delete my tweets, but somebody found a tweet that I made in 2018-19, and I wanted to read it. Is it January 20th, 2018? Somebody found this from the White Bull movement, or people, or anybody who wants to participate in the movement in general. They said, well, this is what my post said. I said, I promise, whether you like me or not, I'm going to bring the entire community of good guys, air quote, to help educate anyone who's interested in crypto. I've always been about this life. So the person who retweeted this said, David Gokshin hasn't changed much in 8 years. He's still all about the communities, and he's bringing them together. The White Bull movement looks like it started many years ago. He just didn't see it back then. The White Bull movement, the movement in general is bigger. It's just bigger than a token. Anyway, let's bring on this guest. Hold on 1 second, because I don't know who you are, and I'm not even connected yet. Hold on a second. 1 second. Let me connect this. All right, what's going on? You're live. I don't hear him.
Can you hear me?
I didn't hear you.
Can
Say
you
that
hear me
again.
now? Can you hear me now?
I hear you now. Who's this?
Hilly Billy.
Hilly Billy, what's going on, man? How's everything going?
Pretty good, buddy. How about yourself, man?
I can't complain. I can't ever complain. I woke up today. Nothing to complain about.
Well, I see that we have a headstrong community that's ready to run through and bring this whole movement to structure.
What are you talking about?
see
Which community?
The White Bull movement. I mean, the White Bull movement community.
Okay. No, listen. Like I said before, man. I haven't picked anything yet. But the one thing that I have done is say that there is a movement coming. There's 100% a movement coming. Absolutely.
Yes. And whatever you plan to go with, I see that a lot of people are ready to go with you.
I know that. And I
It's a
definitely
good thing,
appreciate you guys. I 100% appreciate anybody that wants to be a part of healing the fucking trenches and having us take this shit back already. If you're tired of all this bullshit, you're tired of having 14, 15-year-olds tell you what the new meta is, the VCs tell you what the meta is, the cabals tell you what the new meta is, then like this is for you. We the people are the catalyst. We don't have to wait for anybody. It is us who can go ahead and change the way we operate. We can go back to how we operated back in previous cycles where it used to be fun. It used to be fun. We can make it fun again. And we can bring more people into this. We can bring a lot more people into crypto the right way. So I'm just happy. I'm happy that there have been a lot of people who have absolutely taken to this. So shout out to you guys.
This is my first year really getting into meme coins, and it's good to see a structured thing fathom out like the White Bull movement, because I mean it's just changed to the outlook at crypto itself. It could really reach all parts of the earth with it, as in my take on it. And I know that we're ready to go with you, buddy.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you calling up, and I hope you have one hell of a time here in the next few months when the charts go from bear to bull. So shout out to you. Thank you so much for the support. I really do appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. I love your show too, buddy. I'm going to tell you that too. I
Thank you.
enjoyed all the stuff that you cover and all the breakdowns Landy does and all that.
I hope you guys get
Keep it
some
going,
value
buddy.
from this. This is why I get up every single
yeah, for
day,
sure.
12 to 2, even do overtime to go ahead and bring. I believe I try to bring as much value as possible, whether it's through me or the guests that come on here. Landy, you've just mentioned the people that come on here. They're laying out their thesis. They're laying out their point of views. I hope that it's helping a lot of you guys.
I definitely take into it. I like to I look more into like how the stocks are algorithmically traded. So yeah, breakdowns of what Landy does is definitely gets into like more of the structure part of it.
Yeah, for sure. Keep watching, and I appreciate you tuning into the shows. I really do. It means a lot, and I hope we keep you around. I really do. I hope that we bring enough value here that it keeps you around here watching the breakdown and any of the other shows that do air on this network.
Amen. Well, pleasure to meet you, buddy.
Same
Or
here.
talk to you. Have a good
I love the people, man. I really do feel like I'm the people's champ. No doubt about it. I've always felt that way. I've always felt that way. Whether you love me or hate me, man, I show up. I am absolutely going to use that. I am the most consistent thing in crypto. Bear market, bull market, I'm here. I'm here. And I could have easily gone and worked with the cabals and the influencers and the VCs, and I've chose not to. Could have made my life a lot easier, and I chose not to. Now, I'm not asking for you to clap because I didn't choose to go ahead and align myself with people that can care less about crypto or this industry. I'm not asking for a fucking medal, a trophy. I'm not asking for any of this shit. Not at all. Just saying that, hey, I stood by crypto. I'm taking the unpopular approach. This is the craziest part. I'm taking the unpopular approach of going against big money. You can even say there are people who have reached out to me and said, you're hurting yourself and your brand by going against big money. Which is, it could be true. You're hurting yourself, your visibility. They'll make sure that you don't get onto mainstream media anymore and talk about crypto, legislate, politics. Okay. I guess that it is what it is. I like being the underdog. I have no problem with being the underdog. I've been the underdog ever since I came into this space. I'm fine with it. I like this position. I am perfectly fine in this position. You know, I wanted to say this for a while now. You know, they say people have motion. Certain people have motion. This one has motion. This one, that one, this one, that one. And I kind of chuckle because these are the new kids on the block telling you who has motion, who's the top dog in crypto. I smirk. I only smirk because it's funny to me. Because the top dogs in crypto, if you want to know who the top dogs in crypto are, as I get sent, hold on. If you want to know who the top dogs in crypto are, you don't, and you won't know them. You won't know who the top dogs in crypto are. Because the top dogs in crypto, they don't want to be seen or noticed. That's right. The top dogs in crypto do not want to be noticed. You won't know who they are. They're in the shadows, making money, printing every single day. That's why I laugh. When people say, hey, this one has motion, that one. No, it's just the people with money. decide to put money into that and have you dance for them. That's what it is. That's dead ass. Anybody would tell you this. Anybody will tell you exactly what I just told you. You're dancing for people while they're just sitting back. They're just sitting back and they're making money off of your dancing. That is the truth. That might offend some people. I'm okay when I'm not brought up in the conversations. I'm totally fine. Again, I like being the underdog. I've had people come onto the show and say, yo, the only person that can go ahead and save crypto or that can move crypto is so-and-so. And I just, like, I sit here, I'm just like, it's a show. You guys you're entitled to your own opinions. Absolutely. 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 But I think the OGs know. I think the OGs know and they understand. Hopefully all that shit made sense to you just now. You can call into the show 917-259-4417. Call in. We could talk about politics. We could talk about whatever it is that's on your mind. Let's go real quickly, though. Let me look at what's happening on Polymarket. Shout out to Polymarket USA. Let's go ahead and see what's happening in the political world. Then I'll go to FOMO. But let's stick on Polymarket right now, political. Let's go look at the political stuff. Okay. Political stuff. Should we go political? Yeah, let's do this. All right, let's do the presidential election winner. Let's go ahead and look at this. And this is a no-brainer. This is absolutely a no-brainer. And this is what's going to happen, 100%. I believe that. That this is exactly the outcome. Come 2028, J.D. Vance will be the next president of the United States of America. That's right. And right now, he's at 21%. 21% J.D. Vance, 13% AOC, and then you have Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio is at 12%. I am telling you, man, if you think the Democrats will not win the next presidential election, the only time I believe they'll have a real shot at winning is maybe 4 years. Let's see. Yeah, I'll say it. Maybe after J.D. Vance's first term, they might have a shot if things don't get better under J.D. Vance. And if J.D. Vance proves to not being capable of obviously running the country, then the Democrats would be able to go ahead and kind of slide in there with an AOC or whoever. But they don't have anybody. Besides, they really, even AOC, they don't have anybody who has aura. Like, you need somebody with aura. Like, J.D. Vance is going to win. Well, you know what? You can say J.D. Vance has some sort of aura, but like, nobody from the Democratic Party has that aura to them. I believe that wholeheartedly. There is no aura from the Democratic Party. There is none. And this is not a Republican or Democratic. I know I'm a Republican, and you're going to think, oh my God, it's only because he's a Republican. No, I'm telling you, there is nobody that has the aura, let's say, of an Obama. Like, whether you like Obama or not, Obama had aura. He would walk into the room, it was instant aura, right? Like, you can tell, whether, again, like him or not, well-spoken, commands the room. You don't have that in the Democratic Party. The Democrats are too busy trying to cancel people. They're fighting within. You don't have a leader, a real leader. You don't have it. And nobody wants fucking to be a part of, I'm telling you, people don't want to participate in socialism, man. You might think that people want to be a part of this new movement that the DSA has, but ain't nobody want to defund the police. Nobody wants to. Who the fuck wants to? You want to defund the police? What's going to happen when you're getting robbed? Like, no, if you are a critical thinker, that is an idiotic statement to put out there and stance to be on. Defund the police. Listen, there's a bad cookie in every industry. Every industry that you look at, there's a bad cookie, okay? Bottom line. But most law enforcement agencies or most law enforcement officers, they're good people. They're going out there, they're literally going out there and they're giving up their lives every single day. Literally, I hate using that word. Oh my God, somebody. But at the end of the day, law enforcement goes out there every day to protect us. Okay. Most of them, 95 plus, go out there with good intentions. They don't want to. I talk to cops all the time, man. I'm out there. I'll stop by. Let's say I stop by a Starbucks not to get coffee. I stop by a Starbucks. I stop by a Dunkin' Donuts. I stop by a car meet, and there's cops out there, officers, and we're chatting. They're normal people. They're absolutely normal individuals. They're not looking to go ahead and do shit with you. Like, they're not looking to arrest you, fine you, like ticket you. They're not looking to do any of that stuff. But if you give them a reason, they will. If you give them a reason, they will. It's bottom line. Anyway, moving back to it, presidential election winner in 2028 right now is JD Vance. And I believe it'll be JD Vance with a Rubio ticket. I mean, that's what it's going to be. Some believe if Rubio, like Landy believes, if Rubio was the guy, then it's a definite lock. 8 years, Rubio, 8 years, Republican Party runs the White House. I think Landy said it's 4 years for Vance. I could see it. But let's see. I mean, we shall see. We shall see what happens. So, shout out to Polymarket. Polymarket, the official prediction market sponsor of the breakdown. Polymarket USA. You can always see me giving my takes on X when it comes to Polymarket as well. So Polymarket's on the ball a lot of times on a lot of this stuff, man. It's the people. You go on here to try to understand what the people are thinking. That's how I approach this stuff. I go on to Polymarket to look at or to get a gauge of what the people are saying, not the pollsters who only call like 5 people and get 3 people to go ahead and answer and give their takes on a subject. But this is different, man. Anyway, shout out to everybody. Shout out to TikTok. Holy moly. I don't think we're limited yet. The visibility is not limited today. This is crazy. Oh my God. They're letting us roll. They're actually letting us have a conversation. They're actually letting one of the greatest talents of all time. I will go down in the history books as one of the greatest talents when it comes to media, comes to articulating and breaking down subjects of all time that are letting me speak. TikTok, what a fuck. Congratulations to you. All right, so let's pull up FOMO, and I still have it on Augie. Okay. I went in, but it's just showing me this is a test. It really, to me, at this point now, you guys went ahead and threw this shit. You threw this shit into my chat a couple of days ago. I went in, and then y'all, well, I don't want to blame you guys, but y'all all dumped on my forehead. Okay, you put your balls on my chin, and I didn't appreciate that. And I said I would buy every day. I'd buy 1 soul here, 1 soul here. Bro, yesterday I bought, I think, 3 souls. So like, I'm gonna stop at this point buying because I can see, look at the behavior. The markets are up, y'all are selling. What is this? But this is something that I'm buying, I'm putting into the collection. Bull run comes, who knows what Augie does. And how is Augie not flipping Toad? Respectfully to Toad, how is Augie not flipping the VC back stuff over there? I thought the community was strong. I thought the community was about that life. Now it's more so, I put the message out there. Let's see if the community got the balls to go ahead and flip. If they got the balls to flip Toad, which is basically a copy of Augie, which is crazy. It's wild. I got plenty of time and plenty of patience. You know how many things I've gone into that they send? Like, I'll go into them today and then they'll send 6 months from now. That's patience. You get into the right place at the right time and you just wait and you're patient. You don't wait for, you don't have instant gratification. You delay it. Bro. It's an amazing feeling. Is it an amazing feeling? Shout out to FOMO. This is where I'm at. You can find my theses on here. I'll be buying more stuff on here. I'll be buying a lot more stuff on FOMO as we lead into the bull market. Because I want to position myself real nice when we start going absolutely parabolic. Okay? We'll go through the roof. I believe that too. I believe that wholeheartedly. We are going to have one of the greatest cycles of all time. And I think it's the last cycle. I've been saying this for a long time. I believe this is the last cycle for retail to do something, to seize the opportunity. Seize the motherfucking opportunity and front run the markets. Again, another one, Joshua. Pedro De Niro. I went ahead and called. I called Joshua 3 years ago. Nobody was talking. Me. Crying cat. Joshua, what's next? It's going to be Augie. I'm telling you, watch how it all plays out. Watch how it all plays out. I'm telling you, I've called this. Also, Groiper, I bought that. The Jewish Council is getting rid of me. I know. The Jewish Council is definitely getting rid of me for that, man. I'm out on that. But yeah, I bought that. That's because, yeah, I agree. The Rec Takashi is a goddamn machine, man. I'm telling you, man. I've called these things, man. I've called them. I went deep into meme culture, man. And I was just way too early. Way too early. 3 years early. 3 years early. 3 years early. Anyway, we'll be right back. We're 23 minutes past time for the show. We'll be right back, though.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we build Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto.
This is Houston. T-minus 1 minute until full data blackout. All eyes are on you.
Breaking news. There is an astronaut conducting an emergency repair on a global communication satellite that could go dark at any moment. We have a second angle on this.
Is that guy on FOMO?
Oh yeah, just like me for real. Crazy trader.
Yeah, let's get back to it, everybody.
Breaking news. There is an astronaut.
Opportunity cost is simply this. Every position you take is a position you choose over something else.
This just in. According to the astronaut's FOMO account, highest in the room, the satellite has been restored. For now, the crisis appears to be over.
Satellite's up and running. Position's looking good too.
There we go. United States of America representing. Socialism, communism does not work.
Digital assets. Is it better to move money at the speed of light through everything?
People are greedy when they also try to acquire gold. I am here providing electricity and that energy that is necessary. I'm the modern day Tony Stark. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. It is Wednesday, August 19th, 2026. My God, summer's over. Summer's over. Almost over. Yeah. That's crazy. Summer just went by like that, man. Summer really fucking flew by. Well, welcome to the breakdown. Sponsored by Midnight. Midnight is the title sponsor. You got Polymarket. Polymarket is the official prediction market sponsor of the breakdown. You also got Cake Wallet, one of the most secure wallets in our industry. Look into also Cupcake. Okay. If you want to factory restore an old iPhone, Cupcake, look into it. CakeWallet.com. Also, FOMO.family. You want to go and look at what's happening, what the traders are trading. You want to front run or understand why people are going into certain memes. Go look at the theses behind the minds that are trading these assets. FOMO.family. And they're cooking. They continue to push update after update after update. This is why I've been super bullish on them. This is why I've talked about them before they sponsored the show, before we came together to sing Kumbaya with each other. This is why. This is exactly why I went with FOMO. When I had offers all over the table, I went with FOMO because I see, and I agree with somebody when they made this assessment that C is, he reminds them of like a young CZ, and like honestly, he does. He reminds me of he does. He's out there. He's constantly answering questions. You would think they've raised so much money. They have so much money. They've built a phenomenal product. They can gatekeep themselves and not talk to anybody. He's out there talking to people with 52 followers. And that reminds me a lot of CZ, the way CZ operated. He talked to people with 52 followers, 300,000 followers. It didn't matter who you were. He's out there talking to you. So that's why I fuck with FOMO. All right, here we are. We are 30 minutes past the time allotted for this show. I might be on Rob's show today. Rob's show, Rob Nelson has a show that goes on Mondays and Wednesdays where he talks about the most trending topics in our world today. That plays at 8 p.m. That goes live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I might be joining today. I hope he's not disappointed. Just got to do a few things, but I might join. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But if I do, I'll let everybody know that I am participating. I'm getting mad comments right now. David, are you going to tell the people what the white bull movement is bigger than anybody? I have already said this multiple times. The white bull movement is bigger than any token, bigger than anything. The movement is just bigger than anything. And I said ultimately I will, everybody can go ahead and say whatever they want, but and I say that respectfully. But ultimately it's me who's going to decide what direction I go into. Period. It's my brand, it's me, and it's me being a leader. Me trying to do something that is absolutely going to be 100% tedious. It's day in, day out type of shit, brick by brick, working and taking God knows how much shit being thrown my way. So I appreciate everybody's point of view. I appreciate everybody, talking and giving their opinions and feedback. But ultimately, I said this from day one. It is up to me to decide, and it will be up to me to decide because it's my brand. Just like if it was anybody else's brand, I would not expect you to listen to me into making a whatever decision it is. So again, don't take that for what it is. I don't know how many times I have to say that too. Like I feel like I hate repeating myself because then people are like, "Oh my God, what's happening?" Like what's happening is I haven't said anything. That's what's happening. What's happening is that I am 100% going to move forward with a movement. White bull, that's my personality. 100% my personality. What it's named, what it becomes, which contract I select, that's up to me. It's not going to be, people can't force. I don't know how many times I have to say this. Nobody can force anything on me. If you guys are real about following, I don't want to say following, but coming along for the ride, being a part of something special, then it doesn't matter what it is. Like it really does not matter what I then select. That's it. I don't need to do. By the way, I don't know how many times I have to tell people this. I don't need to do this. I didn't ask for this. I don't need to do this. But it came at a moment where I said, "Yo, you know what? We need to bring people together, man. We need to heal the space. I need to do something. Last ride, Michael Jordan type shit. I got to do something, and that's why I'm participating, because I know I can be the difference maker, unifying the space, bringing people together, making our space great again. I feel like making our space great again that's how I'm looking at it. Making our space great again. What we're used to, what I'm accustomed to, what I'm personally accustomed to, not this fucking spamming Fortnite culture that I can't stand. I can't stand this shit. And no VC bro that just came in here, no cabals that just came here 2 years ago. Motherfuckers just graduated, and you're gonna tell us what to do. You're gonna tell the entire crypto space what they're gonna do. Nah. That's not how it works. Been here for a long time. The OGs, we're gonna rise up. We're gonna change shit around. We are going to change shit around. That's right. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate everybody who tunes into the show every single day, Monday through Friday. God bless everybody, man. I really do hope that we all work together, we all unify, we all showcase. And that's one of the biggest things that I also said was showcasing the real project. My entire intention the entire time was to buy memes and showcase them on my platform. And here we are. So here we fucking are. But that was the whole goal, is to showcase memes, buy memes, showcase the creators. That's still the goal. And I'm a win. I'm going to win big. But I'm going to win big from a different perspective. You guys are looking at gains. I'm going to win big. My mind is bringing and healing the space and going back to what we're accustomed to. The more calls you make, oh yeah, 100%. The more I know look, I know by taking this approach and this stance and not being a part of the cabal and not being a part of the clique, that it hurts me. But I'm okay with that because I don't want to be a part of this. Is not crypto. This is literally not crypto. You got people clapping for producing. The VCs did this. They wanted to see contracts being pushed out there where people can create contracts every single second and put them out there and dilute this fucking space. You guys you don't even notice. They're psyoping you. The only people that are making money are the platforms. I keep saying this. You're not making money. It's the platforms that are making money. And they want that. They want you to game. They gamified this entire system for you to play this system like it's a casino, like you're in a fucking casino. You even had one of the co-founders say that he doesn't believe in decentralization. And here we are. The OGs worked their asses off for decentralized. I'm not saying centralized components can't be in decentralized components. I'm just saying in general, motherfuckers just want a centralized component here completely. That's not why we left the centralized world. It's weird. It's weird. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. God bless everybody. See you back here tomorrow. Tomorrow's guest, Charles Hoskins. Cardano, midnight. We'll talk about SEC, with the SEC regulations that were put out there. We'll talk about the Clarity Act. We're going to dive a lot deeper. We'll have a real dope-ass conversation with Charles, as we always do. Because there ain't nobody that can interview him like I can. We talk like you get it. You already know. You already know what time it is. Anyway, on that note, thank you very much for tuning in. I already said that. Thank you to the sponsors. I'm out. That was supposed to be I'm out.